Okay, so I'm doing I'm doing a presentation on the Ghost's monologue in Act 1, Scene 5. And sorry if you guys don't really remember it. I'm gonna try to do the best so I can explain it nicely. But for the most of it, the Ghost's tone is a constant feel of anger. He's very angry because he's telling his son everything that happened, that his brother murdered him and his wife was sleeping around with his brother, maybe even before the murder. So, have to mention that. But, he has a right to be angry. And so, we're able to tell that the ghost is, really angry also by his diction, the words he uses. Such words that he uses to express his emotions are incestuous, adulterate, beast, witchcraft, seduce, and wicked. Because those are, very harsh words and not really words that we usually use often because they're not very nice. And so he also uses some alliteration, such as witchcraft of his wit, O wicked wit, so to seduce, to emphasize the betrayal that happened to him by his brother Claudius. With the line, that adulterate beast, we can assume that while the king was still alive, Claudius was actually sleeping with Gertrude. This is what we can assume because it makes it sound like it, but there's always room to be wrong. And if we agree with the ghost's words, his most seeming virtuous queen is guilty not only of incest but also adultery, because she was sleeping with the bro, and that's not a good thing. So in the first line, the word beast is a symbol for King Claudius. As we can tell, he's not the favorite guy. His reference to the ghost's reference to gifts in the third line refers to Claudius's charm, in which he seduces Gertrude. The ghost is in the next section. Some of the ghost's words, they help emphasize that the ghost thinks of King Claudius as worthless. And the ghost emphasizes that he's very disappointed in his wife from, being touched by another man, moving on so quickly right after after the death. So he compares the sacredness of his love for Gertrude with the cheap nature of her relationship with his brother, which he regards to as a gross inferior. In the beginning of one of the lines, it says, "O Hamlet." O is actually, it's an emotion, as we learned. It's not actually the letter O, it's more of an emotion, which, can say that if, it's, sad, happy, anything like that, it's just an emotion. Shakespeare also actually rhymes. This is one of the only rhymes I actually could find. He rhymed decline with mine. I'm not too sure what the lines are, but he actually did a little bit of rhyming. So that's actually the first I could see. Go through my notes. Okay. And further on, we notice that the king, he's disgusted with Gertrude, because he describes her behavior as a mere appearance, and that she would have failed to resist the temptation presented by Claudius. Because he was very charming to her. And he uses the word garbage to sum up how he feels about Claudius and his wife. He says that they're both garbage. The line is, "and prey on garbage." Okay. The ghost, he then mentions the description of his murder. Sorry. Which he was committed while he was sleeping. And he puts very good detail on what happened, with juice of accursed, Hebanon in a vial, porches of my ears to pour, the leprous distilment, whose effect holds such an enmity with blood of man, that swift as quicksilver. That's a metaphor, I believe. And then he still mentions how it goes to his body, and he says, incurred like eager droppings into milk. That's a simile. So, and then pretty much just keeps going, describing the murder and how he was killed, and that this vile and loathsome crust, all over my smooth body, like when she was mentioning that he was dying. So, that's never a good thing. That, he died, I guess. Okay, like, last little part is that the ghost's anger and grief over what he lost as brother's hand is emphasized, along with the fact that he was not given the opportunity to have his last rites administered. That pretty much, like, he kind of just went out like a bang. That was pretty much it. That's pretty much like what he's explaining. And that's it. He also says, "Oh horrible, most horrible." And usually when they say that multiple times, that's like means like it's really important. So that's really something important to remember. Like, his death was like extremely horrible. It's the death of a king. Of course it's gonna be horrible. So, yeah, that is pretty much it. I hope I get an A. Oops, sorry, I keep doing that. Oh, okay, bye.